With all the repeats of The Good Life on the telly, there's no way anybody will ever let you forget Jerry Ledbetter.
No, I'm afraid not. No. Not that I want them to forget it, no.
How do you think Jerry really put up with Margot, tolerated her all those years?
Oh, she's a wonderful woman. I mean, she's lovely to look at. She's got a tremendous personality. And, oh, no, she's easy to put up with. Easy for me to put up with. Not quite so easy for other people.
Well, what was the philosophy really behind, say, Jerry tolerating her? I mean, in her off moments, the moments we didn't see.
Well, she did her job as a wife and social secretary and hostess and all the rest of it wonderfully well. Jerry liked an easy life, of course, and he rather enjoyed the good life as we usually understand it, with a little yacht and a country cottage and 2 cars and all the rest of it. And he was quite ready to put up with her rather autocratic ways, I think. Of course, like all good characters in plays and series and all that, you tend to think, now, what would they be like when the camera's not on them? What are they like, for instance, you know, in the bedroom, say? And we talked about this, and I think that once the bedroom door was shut, I was boss. She just went a little bit weak at the knees.
In a way, do you think people expect Penelope to be as forbidding in reality as she was as Margaret?
I'm sure they do, yes. Not like that at all, really. Rather a shy, polite, retiring sort of person. And when she went into shops and people cringed and cowered and grovelled in front of her, I think she was awfully surprised. I think she's getting used to it now.
Do you know many couples like Margot and Jerry?
Not many, no. I think they're the sort of people you meet and try to avoid.
And any of you in the character of Jerry? I mean, again, I know it's a bit silly, but people do tend to think, I wonder, is that what he's really like?
Yes. Oh, yes. I think all the characters you play, if you're an actor, draw on something that's there already, something that you're sympathetic to, and certainly, I quite like The Good Life, you know. Yes, there's a bit of Jerry in me. Not a lot. I mean, he's a bit of a lout, really, isn't he? A bit of a slob. And I hope I'm not that.
Mind you, it built up tremendous ratings. I remember reading one rating that said something like 28 million people.
Well, I'm not surprised. And when the Queen commanded us to do one specially for her, it was put out between 2 cup finals on a Saturday afternoon. I can't imagine who was watching anything else.
What was that recording like, though? I mean, to have a variety, a command performance, if you like, live in front of the royal gathering, daunting, I should think.
We spent 2 days in the studio to start with, which was most unusual. It was quite unique, in fact. We only spent 1 as a rule. And all the corridors were patrolled with Alsatians, and the rooftops were lined with snipers and people with binoculars and things like that. And there was quite an excited atmosphere in the place. Once you'd left your dressing room and come into the studio, you couldn't get back. The doors were locked behind you for security reasons. So there was an air of a certain amount of tension in the air, quite extra to doing the episode. And such was the tension, we got through it in about half the time that we normally did. And the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh said hello to us and chatted to us and were very pleasant and got away much earlier, I believe, than they were scheduled. And I was told, I don't know how true this is, but it sounds reasonable to me, that they programmed the traffic lights back to the palace. And she got away so early that they weren't programmed. So, of course, there she was, poor woman, sitting there with everybody going, oh, look, the Queen.
Lovely. Mind you, when it comes to the royal treatment as such, I mean, in your role as the minister, you must be getting quite used to being treated as such.
Yes. I'm a bit surprised to see a brown carpet. It should be red, you know, really. You usually get the red carpet treatment.
Of course. Got the wrong. But I mean, how does that show itself? I mean, do people actually in the street almost treat you like the minister?
Well, not in the street, funnily enough. No, you'd think, wouldn't you, from... usually people identify an actor with the roles he plays or she plays, and I would have expected people to rush up to me and ask me to do something about this or that bill or something. But they don't. It's the politicians who seem to be fooled. If I find myself in the company of politicians, and increasingly I do, it's rather fun, immediately they assume that I'm one of them, and I know all the gossip and know what's happening and why and so on, And increasingly again, I do. And
You
that's
must
rather
hear a lot
fun.
of interesting things, though,
I
that
do
way.
hear a lot, yes, yes. My lips are sealed.
I know that in Australia, the programme is extremely popular, and,
Yes.
and you've been out there quite recently. So
Yes,
has
we
that made a big impact?
I've been to Australia a couple of times recently. Yes, oh, an enormous impact. When first day I was there, I met the last Prime Minister, and as I was chatting to him, I heard it being announced that I would make the first speech of what I was attending, which turned out to be his pre-election rally. It's a very difficult moment.
So are they virtually asking you for your manifesto these days?
Very nearly. I mean, a few weeks ago, my wife and I were flown to Oslo to have breakfast with the Prime Minister of Norway and the leaders of the opposition parties, then flown back again. I was doing a show in the West End at the time.
And do they almost identify with the politics of their country and the kind of send-up that you're doing within the series?
Yes, we sell the show to, I think it's 32 different countries, and all of them say, how did you know about us? Even Colonel Gaddafi, I believe.
Really? Although you haven't had the pleasure of having breakfast with him as yet.
I haven't. I've had some of his money, though.
And I know that the Prime Minister apparently enjoys the series enormously.
So she tells us, yes, and I believe her, yes. Thousands do. Millions do, sorry.
Have you been to number 10?
Yes, I have, yes.
And what was that like?
Oh, very nice. Very pleasant. Very pleasant.
He's not saying in other words, you realise, yes. Well, I'll not push you on that one. But on the other hand, you know, the civil service probably have quite a bit to thank you for these days. A change in attitude, perhaps?
I'm not sure whether they're thanking us or not, really. I think we've become a bit of a stick with which Mrs. Thatcher can beat the civil service occasionally. The civil service say they think it's wonderful and they like it very much, but you can't always tell with the civil service whether they mean it, can you?